what's going on? Welcome to Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast. This is Joe Roscoe, co-host of MFLH Pod. Thanks again for tuning in. If you've been listening to our episodes, please rate, subscribe, leave a comment wherever you're at, whether that's YouTube or on a podcast platform, wherever you like to listen. Don't forget about our online training program, Move Fast, Lift Heavy with Christian Harris. He's leading the gang. You can train just like the man, CH. We also have a couple other levels that might be more appropriate for you. So make sure you check us out, movefastliftheavy.com. When you sign up for that subscription, gets you a free t-shirt so you can be repping the brand. If you just want to rep the brand and maybe not do the online training, we got plenty of that. Lots of apparel on the website, movefastliftheavy.com. You can check that out in the description of this episode. Super excited for our guest today. I'm a big fan. Been following this guy for a long time, but I'm also a fan of Christian. So let's bring this guy on first, all right? If we must. So, founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy, co-host of the pod, Christian Harris. Hey, CH, what's up?
What up?
Always good to see you, my friend.
Yes, you as well. It's another Thursday afternoon here.
It's another Thursday
out in New
afternoon.
York.
Out in New York, down in Miami. I'm excited to tune in with our guest here in a second. You've been posting all these like espresso things of you pulling these espresso shots, and the first thing I wanted to ask you before we get our episode going is what makes a good espresso shot? Because you said today this one was my best. So what makes a good espresso?
So I've been using this thing lately called a bottomless portafilter. And what it's designed to do, aside from look cool, it's supposed to, I guess, put you in the correct spot to where when you pull a shot, you don't have any spurting, and the shot comes out within like a 26 to 32 second range. Very technical, the whole espresso game. I'm telling you, but when you do it right, like it's so worth it.
All right. I ask you because with this being a CrossFit podcast, I know that there's plenty of people out there that are into coffee and dogs and all that stuff that's relevant to our sport. So speaking of relevant to the sport, man, we got a star. We got a stud on the show today. Why don't you intro him? I'm super excited to have him on.
Yeah, so our next guest, I don't think he really needs much of an intro. Veteran in the sport. You've definitely seen him on the gram, on social, multiple time CrossFit Games athlete, just all around good dude, big personality. I'd like to bring out my good friend, Easy Muhammad.
Easy. What's
good, bro?
Friend?
Nothing, man. Just chilling. Just got done coaching class and just hanging out right now.
So coaching wise, where do you coach?
I own a gym called Unorthodox Fitness, CrossFit Unorthodox, here in the Des Moines area in Iowa. So just coaching classes here, and now about to just get started with the day, get moving.
Hopefully you got some air conditioning going in that car.
Yeah, AC is on, bro. It is on. For sure.
Okay. Christian, are you gonna reveal the news about you, Easy, the thing that might be going down pretty soon?
Do you mind, Easy?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. I haven't released anything because I was kind of like, man, we just gonna show up and just do work. But yeah, let everybody know.
Come on.
So Wadapalooza, it's a thing that's coming back. It's always a fun event every year, and they brought back the teams of 3. And I think about 2 weeks ago, I was reached out to by Ethan Helbig if I was interested in doing a team with this guy named Easy and himself. And I was like, all right, let's do this. So here we are.
For sure.
Well, I'm super
So we'll be
excited for
down
that.
Wadapalooza, man.
That's good, Easy. I just moved to Miami a couple months ago, so I'll be excited to have you all down here in town, and hopefully you'll be celebrating some good performances by you guys.
For sure. Training hard for it, man.
Speaking of
So,
training hard,
yeah.
are you doing a marathon or an ultra?
Yeah, next month I have a marathon on the 16th of October, and then that next weekend I have a double century, a 200-mile off-road bike next weekend. So been training for those two, just gearing up for that, just to kind of test my body in different ways. This will be my second marathon run, and so I just want to beat my time from before, because I didn't train for it the first time I ran it. I just went and ran it, and so now I've been kind of throwing in some marathon training to prepare for it, to see if I could beat my time.
How long ago was the first one, and what was your time?
It was 2018, or it might have been 2019. It might have been 2019. It was 4 hours and 24 minutes.
Nice. That's always the goal, at least break the hour mark. So without any training,
so
that's awesome.
That 4 hours and 24 minutes was that's roughly a little over a 10-minute pace. But I messed up because I came out at like a 6:50, like a 6-minute mile pace. Yeah. Just not understanding, like knowing that I was feeling good and that adrenaline was pumping, so I was moving. So my first like 3-4 miles were like 6:15, 6:20, and then after that it dropped to like 8:50, and I was able to hold that for a really long time, and then it just went downhill, and I got into the 10-minute mile pace, 11-minute mile pace, and I just could not. Like I hit 19.6 miles exactly, and I physically was just like, I'm wrecked. I can't run anymore. Like I have to walk. And so this year it was just like, even if I don't actually beat my time, I just want to feel better and more confident doing it, because I hit that 19-mile marker around like 15 miles is when I was like, okay, I'm in pain, but I'm okay. Like I'm all right. I think training in CrossFit allowed me to understand discomfort and be able to sit in it for a while. But I hit like 19 miles and I was just like, honestly, bro, I started crying. I just got super emotional. It was like, how is this happening? Like, how is my body stopping? Like I don't want to walk, but I just couldn't help it. And so I just like ran a mile, walked a mile, ran a mile, walked 800 meters until I finished it.
Wow.
Yeah, I ran the New York City Marathon with no training, and you, like you said, the 15-mile mark or the 19, you hit 15 and you're like, oh my God, I have 11 more to go still. Or you hit the 19 and you still got 7 more to go. And you're like, oh, this has just begun. This is just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't do yourself any favors coming out hot like that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. So when I came out, like feeling like 3, 2, go, you just start moving. And so that's what, can you hear me?
You were cutting when you said when you came out and you just start moving.
Yeah, like at 3, 2, 1, go, you just start going, and you don't realize like you're moving that fast, because I was comfortable. I felt okay, and so it didn't settle in until like 5 miles in, where I was like, okay, this is crap. Are you there?
Yeah, we got you now.
We're here.
All right. Now I'm hoping to just come out at a 10-mile pace and just hold on to it.
Right. So rewinding, could you ever imagine to Tennessee Tech, Elijah Muhammad, running a marathon and now another marathon?
Well, what people don't, when I played ball, I was super light. I was like 165, 170. So like running was like my thing. Like if you wanted to do a sprint or a long run, like that's what I was good at. So like I had a 5K time at like 18, I think it was like 1840, 1830,
Oh wow.
which was like a 6 minute mile pace. That was back in college, and I was a good runner. So I always knew like I can run well, but when I got into CrossFit, it was just like I just want to be strong. Like I don't want to run. I just want to be able to do what these dudes can do. And so it was just a change of pace. So, but now back then I would have never guessed that I would run a marathon. It was kind of more like 5K was like that was the thing. That was like the marker for me as an athlete.
I respect it, man. It's something that I have on my bucket list. I would definitely like to get out there and run a marathon one of these days. It's probably going to be coming sooner than later as I, tail the end of this competitive side of things.
Yeah.
I definitely would like to get into some running. So seems like it's something that you can always do. And not that you can't do that with CrossFit, but I know I'm just so competitive that if I am around it, I'm going to want to do it competitively. And I know that, running is just one of those things you can just always do.
Yeah. It takes, when you start getting up in those type of distances, it takes a lot of mental like fortitude, strength, and toughness, and like resilience to know like my body can still move, because like your mind, like in CrossFit, there's always something to get you away from it or to say like it's over. But when you're training and it's like I'm only running, so when I train, it's like, can I run faster? Can I run slower? Can I run longer? Can I hold this pace for this? It's just that mental thing of like, crap, like I can't get away from it. In CrossFit, it's like, I'm not good at handstand push-ups, but I just got to get 21 and then I get to do this. I'm not good at swimming, but it's just one event. So I just got to train enough to get through it. With running, it's just like, you're running. Like you just need to run. Like you just need to run a lot. Like, so the training aspect, like I just did 17 miles this past Sunday. And mentally, I just hit that marker of like, gosh, I gotta be okay walking. Like I gotta be okay walking. And it's like, no, don't walk. Like run. And it's just nothing to get you away from it. It's nothing like, oh, if I run here, then I get to, do some clean and jerks, and then I can run again. I just got to get done with. It's just running. So it's just the mental aspect is crazy to me of runners.
There's no escaping
because
it.
it's like, yeah, there's none. It's just like you got to just sit in the fire and just keep running. And so that's been a change of pace for me, because like with CrossFit, like people used to be like, hey, do you work on swimming? And I used to always be like, well, it's one event. Like I don't have time to swim like that. I'm not going to put extra time into trying to swim when I need to work on so many other things. And it's one event. I'll do bad. I'll be humble, cool, and I'll go on with the rest of it. Like that's how I thought. Where it's just like I got so many other things that I can work on to get better at, that can keep me fit and keep me in shape and keep me training. But the goal was never to swim to compete. The goal was to swim to be able to save my kids if we're on a boat, like, you know what I'm saying? Or make sure I can help someone else out. Like it was never to compete. But running, it's just like, you can't get away from it. It's like, you just got to run, and you got to sustain paces and run faster and run longer. And that's it. And so mentally it just wears on you, man. Like running wears on you.
I have seen though from the gram, it looks like you've been in the pool quite a bit.
Yeah, I swim 3 times a week.
Now, do you feel like that's attributing to your running game at all?
Honestly, I feel like the running, biking, and swimming that I've been doing is helping with everything. I messed up my back, and you will never hear me on social media announce when I've injured or hurt myself. I don't know. I never got into the whole like, oh, I'm hurt right now. Like, so I've just been always like, I'm hurt. Let me buckle down and do the things I need to do, get myself back healthy. I blew my back out like 4 weeks ago, renovating my gym to the point where like I almost couldn't walk for a little bit. I was like waking up in the morning. I'm like, I can't get in and out the car. I can't walk. So I just was like, you know what? I got to rehab and get my back together, everything like that. I had paused all of my running, training, everything. It was like a solid 2 weeks of like almost nothing. And then I came back, started doing lifting off the blocks, got back into my running routine. I was running on the runner that I have at home because it's a little lower impact and I don't have to run on the concrete. And I think when I got back into the aerobic side of things, and I've been doing it for a while now, preparing, my lifts just shot back up. Like just sparked back up where I was just like, man, I have not even been lifting consistently, but like my strength is coming back really, really fast. Like surprisingly fast to where the point where I'm like, man, I might be able to PR. Like I haven't thought about hitting a PR in a while because I've just been kind of like, there's no way. But like, I'm like, man, I might be able to PR.
It's funny how that works.
Oh, we lost display on Elijah. When Easy comes back, hopefully he pops back up here. I want to talk, Christian, and ask you and Elijah about if young CH and young Easy faced current CH and current Easy. All right, Easy's back here. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so I want to ask both you got a question. So young buck Easy that we saw starting out in CrossFit, Tennessee Tech, got Froning there. CH coming off of his hip hop career as a host on the mic, now a CrossFitter, getting started, starting to get competitive, starting to get notoriety, really good. Those guys against these guys sitting here right now, what are the advantages and disadvantages that each hybrid of your young and old self brings to the table, and ultimately who wins the matchup? Current you
want me
or
to
young
start?
you?
In CrossFit?
Yeah, go ahead. In CrossFit.
Okay, yeah, you
I'll
can start.
I'll start. So young me obviously doesn't know a thing about the sport. So like expectations are at an all-time low. Strong as hell at that point. Not too fond of the gymnastics, especially being upside down and especially running. Like that was definitely not my thing. I think I would definitely take myself now over young buck me. Just because I feel nowadays, I feel like I'm much more well-rounded as an athlete and obviously a little bit more smart in the game in terms of like pacing, strategy, things like that.
So
Although I was definitely way stronger.
Yeah. You balanced it out though. You balanced it out. And you got wise, huh? You got wise. What would be a typical young Christian like mistake where it's like, he's always doing it again?
Probably going unbroken on sets where I shouldn't be going unbroken. I just did it the other day too. I still don't learn.
All right. Same question to Easy. Young as in like you didn't just get started. I'm saying like you're legit now. You're doing well. It's like the younger you versus the you now.
Man, that's a tough one for me, man. Honestly, because when if I'm factoring in everything, the younger me was like 1-2 kids in. I'm 4 kids in now, so I don't know. I might take the younger me.
Just
I
probably
might take
out
the younger me.
out of the time you had to dedicate to, your training?
Not even that. I can find the time. Like I always tell people, like, miss me with the I don't have time stuff. Like I'll find the time if that's what I want to do. So like idea wise, like I'm going to Wadapalooza. I'm on a team with 2 athletes that I respect. I'm not about to drop the ball. I'm gonna find the time to train. I'm gonna make sure I'm present and I'm able to, keep up with you guys and put in the time that I need to put in so that I'm prepared for the event. I'll find the time. I'm just not as hungry as I was then.
Mm.
Like I've tasted the games twice. Like I kind of know what the formula is to get there. I've experienced it, but when I was young, it was just like I'm going to get to the games. Like I'm not doing team. I don't want anyone. I am going to get myself to the CrossFit Games. And there was just nothing. I saw nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing else was appealing to me.
Mm-hmm.
There was times where, I was just putting up crazy numbers on lifts. Like just anytime you gave me a barbell, it was like, yo, I can move it. There was no doubt that I may miss this lift or that I physically can't do something. It was just the hunger that I had because I had felt like I should have already been there.
Mm.
And I was training with Froning. I was training with the fittest man in the world. And I went to the
I
games
was
every
gonna
year.
I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah, I went to
say,
the games.
did that have something to do? Sorry to cut you off. Did that have something to do with your mantra of like, I train by the best every day? There's no reason I shouldn't be there. Was that where that came from?
Yeah. It was just kind of like that feeling of like, I actually get to see exactly day to day what it takes to get to the CrossFit Games. Most people think they know or they think their coach knows, but it's like, no, I get to see it every day. I get to wake up and be around it every day. I get to hang out with it every day. And I get to see what that looks like to not only get there, but win the CrossFit Games. So in my mind, if I can just do a small portion of what he's doing, it was like, I gotta be banging with some of the top dudes. If I'm just so
Yeah, got you.
am I there?
How is for? Yeah, you're good. For both of you guys, Christian has 2 boys. You have four kids now. How is that balancing your professional life, family life, and now like, Easy, you said you're gonna get back into training a little bit more intensely with Wadapalooza coming up. And for those people that do bring, I don't have enough time to the table. How do you make the time? How do you guys prioritize? Is it just being diligent about your scheduling? Let's answer this
Yeah,
question. Let's answer this question as you guys being like coaches, like coach up our listeners on saying, hey, you saying you don't have time's bullshit because I got, all this stuff going on and this is how I make it happen.
yeah. That is so true. Like there's no bullshit. Like if you want the time, you'll make the time. And for me, I make the time by getting up at 5 a.m. every morning. Right. So I wake up, start my day coaching a class at 6 a.m. and then I have 2 hours to train. And if I don't finish training, then I don't finish training. Like I get what I can in within that 2 hour window. I coach a 9 a.m. class, and then from about 10 to 3, I'm doing everything else entrepreneurial wise. So design work for Move Fast or stuff for my sponsors or programming. Um, I spend that portion of the day doing that so that when 3 o'clock hits and the kids are home, I can focus on family and try not to bring too much of my work, home during the day. So compartmentalizing has been a skill that I've picked up. I'd say I've done it. I've done a much better job of it probably in the past 2 to 3 years of compartmentalizing and really staying regimented with my schedule. It's been a big help.
How about you, Easy? Is that how you go about it pretty much?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I just try to simplify everything. So what I mean by that is, I don't do anything outside of my gym or my house, but if it's not with family. So therefore, if I want to train, I don't go somewhere else to train. I train in the gym. If I need to make more money or do something, I try to incorporate what I can do in the gym or selling a service or whatever it may be. And then for me, my wife has been a huge just lean on, where it's just like, hey, I don't really have to dig into emails as much. I don't have to worry about any of our financial aspect, bills, anything like that. Um, like I don't even know how much money I make a year. I just don't care, right? Do I make enough to take care of us and for us to be comfortable, do the things we need to do, and maybe make an investment here and there? Yes. Okay, cool. As long as I got enough money in my wallet to where I can say, hey, let's go grab lunch and pay for it. I'm cool in life. As long as me and my kids can go to Target and I could be like, hey, yeah, grab whatever toy you want, and it's not gonna hurt anything. That's as simple as it gets for me. And I don't get into anything. I don't try to get into anything else. I don't do much is what I'm saying. So for me, it's basically just like my day starts at 5 a.m. I coach classes in my garage. Like I have a group of people that come to my garage and train at 5 a.m. because I've been waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. for the past 6 years, 7 years. And I've just gotten to the point now where it's just like, I don't want to be gone when my kids are getting ready for school. I wake up at 5, I coach 5 to 6. I don't get home till 6:30. My kids are already up brushing teeth and stuff like that. No, I don't want to do that. So if I'm going to keep this class or if we're going to keep this rolling, here's how we're going to do it. And if you don't want to do that, either we're going to cancel it or I'll have another coach it or whatever. So for me, it was just like, how do I simplify everything and bring it directly to me so I don't have to outsource or go anywhere else?
Yeah.
Once my day's over, sometimes my day's over at 3 p.m. Sometimes my day's over at 7 p.m. Once my day's over, I go home and I'm home chilling. The kids are in the garage, working out, playing, kicking it, doing stuff. So for me, it's just been like, how do I simplify everything? I need to make sure all of my revenue stream is from CrossFit, from my gym, from my business, from my online services, everything that I can do hands-on or that I can have my wife assist me with directly hands-on. Because when it comes to our household, I'm like the stay-at-home dad. So I wake up in the morning, I get the boys dressed, ready for school. My wife cooks breakfast. I take them to school or take them to the bus stop. My youngest stays with me until he goes to school midday. I go drop him off. I coach class, go back, pick him up. We go home. We do our thing. We wait for the boys to get off the bus and come home. Then I make lunch. We all eat. Like I'm very, very interactive on a day-to-day basis all day with the kids. And so for me, it's just been like, I know if I schedule things, if I schedule things and it don't go as scheduled, I get frustrated. Like I start getting worked up of like, I have this legitimate schedule that I'm trying to train, that I'm trying to do these things. So I just work everything around the class schedule. And that means the first thing that will always go is training. Anytime I need to make time, the first thing that's going is training. Because as I was saying before, back when I didn't have as many kids, I was super hungry. I wanted to train. That's all I wanted to do. And now priority wise, it's just like, okay, I got to do this. Okay, I can't work out at this time anymore because I got to be here or I have this. So the scheduling thing, like Christian, I don't do as much of, but the prioritizing is crucial where I'm just like, what's more important? Is it more important for me to make sure I'm prepared for Wadapalooza or to not miss a BMX bike racing because of whatever? Well, I'm not missing any of the BMX bike racing unless I have a direct obligation to like coach a class or something. I'm not training over that. I'm not putting in some extra time somewhere else over one class or one practice with my son. And so for me,
I'm
it's just been
assuming
prioritized.
your son does the bike racing?
Yeah, my oldest son does BMX bike
Oh,
racing.
nice. Cool. Well, all right. So on the topic of making things happen, I want to go down memory lane and just, entertain me here, Elijah. Go with me on this. Tell me how you made this happen right here. This regional performance, the rope performance there. When they announced it, what was it? It was 10 rope climbs for time, but you had to move your chip every time you did a rope climb. Was that it?
Yeah, it was like 100 foot. It was like 100 foot or something like that run, and the run got like longer, like by 2 feet each time or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was 10 rounds for time.
Would you consider that like your breakout moment as far as like making a splash in the CrossFit scene?
Yeah, I definitely would. For sure, people knew who I was because I was training with Froning and because I was slowly growing in the sport. But that 2014 year was like that was like the breakout year with that event where like everything changed because it was no longer like it was no longer it was no longer Froning attached to my name. Let me say that. After that year, it was like that's Easy Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was no
When they
longer like this was Froning's training partner or he trained with Froning. It was just like that's Easy Muhammad.
Yeah. When they announced the workout, did you say to yourself, like, no one's got a chance against me? Like, this is my workout. I'm about to.
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's how it went down. Because I remember watching every vlog and every highlight and every social media post of Elijah Muhammad over and over again, just destroying the field in this rope climb workout.
I've never said this to anyone. If you watch that video really closely, around round 5, you'll see my hand go like this. Around round 5. And I told the guy, one of my training partners, I said, hey, listen, around round 5, I'll know if no one can catch me in this workout. And I'll give you the fist to let you know, like, it's over. I got this. So around round 5, I had told one of my guys that was in the stands, the workout came out, I was like, this is a perfect event. It's running and jumping. Like, this is basketball on a CrossFit, like, you know what I'm saying, on a CrossFit floor. So I was like, hey, round 5, between round 5 and 6, if you see me do this, no one's catching up to me. And I'll guarantee it. And if you watch the video, you'll see me running back toward the thing, and I'm doing this just to signal him, like, hey, it's a wrap. Like, no one's going to catch me in this event.
Man, I got to say, like, you got to love that because in this sport, especially like for a bigger athlete, there's very few events, few and far between, where it's like, I know I got this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like to have that feeling, it's definitely nothing like it.
Yeah, and it's funny because like every year there was like a rope climb event at regionals, and like it's funny that was the year that came up because that kind of happened in 2013. It was a squat clean run, rope climb run event at like 225.
Yeah.
And I pretty much did the same thing, but I think you could use your feet on the rope. I couldn't remember, but pretty much did the same thing. Just like jumped up the rope, half a pull, boom, and came down. It was like 3 rope climbs, like 3 rounds, 3 squat cleans, 3 rope climbs or something like that. But you had to run in between. And once I get that stride and I'm able to power up, it's like I'm getting 10 feet for sure. Like I'm gonna get to 10 feet, and with that, it just takes a pull or two, or not even a pull or two. It takes a pull, and I'm at the rope. You know, I'm at the top. So that was pure
I'm pretty sure 14 was the first year of legless.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so it was feet and 30. But yeah, it was. Let me tell you this though, it was pure adrenaline, bro. Like I tried to do that. I tried to replicate that back in the gym of like, can I jump and just pull and touch the beam? Because it was one rope climb where I jumped, grabbed the rope, and it was like one hand up and touch the beam. So it was like once my hands locked the rope, it was one pull and I was able to touch the beam. And I went back and watched it and I was like, did I really do that? Like, was it just one pull? And I was like, damn. And so I was like, man, I got hops. Let me try this. And there was no way I could do that. That was just all adrenaline. Like that was just a lot of adrenaline. And I had just had the worst event ever, the event before. I just got time capped on the event before that. It was the 2150. It was the handstand push-up front squat burpee over bar.
Oh yeah, that was nastiness.
Yep. And I got time capped on that and got dead last. Got dead last on that event right before that. And so it's funny because that event I had on these I had on these shorts, these two-poot shorts, or yeah, I think they were two-poot shorts. And under them, I had like the tights that were a little bit longer, like came below the knee and stuff like that. And my wife was like, "Don't you go out there with just tights on, like wear shorts." And like as we were coming out, I literally took my pants off, like took my shorts off and just wore the tights, like just to make myself laugh a little bit, because I was still a little pissed off about that event. And I knew like like no one can beat me in this event. This event has my name on it. And so I took my pants off just to kind of excite myself and laugh with my wife from a distance.
Don't get too excited now.
I know, right? But yeah, that's why I ended up wearing the tights, because right when we were coming out, she was like, just make sure you wear some shorts. Don't just wear your tights. And I was just like, I'm a mess with her. And so as soon as we came out, I took my shorts off and just ran out there in tights.
Before we get Christian to put you on the hot seat and let you go, I wanted to talk a little bit about your work with Onyx, and just we got to see a little bit of that highlighted. You were on the open announcement, which is super cool. Congrats on being invited to that. Yeah, just tell us a little bit about the origin and the work y'all are doing right now. You were talking about the meals that you were having, one of the members of Onyx, so that was cool.
Yeah, so pretty much it's a nonprofit that we started to help diversify the space of CrossFit, because that's the space we're in, right? The fitness industry that we're in is CrossFit. Is to diversify the space, to give access to young kids that may have not ever known what CrossFit is, or not had access to it, and to just teach them about health and wellness. It was for me to find kids that look like me. Like, I wasn't worried about any other ethnicity of person. Just to be straightforward, I was like, I need to find young Black kids that look like me. And I had already had a couple kids in the gym that had been members at the gym for a few years, assisting me and helping me with the gym. And I would like throw them some cash every now and then, and just, support them and take care of them if they needed help with anything. And so when the murder of George Floyd happened, and then the former CEO of CrossFit made his statements, to me, excluding the murder of George Floyd, to me, the statements that were said was just kind of like, whatever, like, fuck them. Like, honestly, like, it's just whatever. But to hear the experience that other Black people were having in CrossFit, this flies in my car. To hear the experience of other Black people that they were having in the CrossFit space was like almost like heartbreaking to me. Because I had been in the CrossFit space for so long, and I had never experienced that. I had never had that, even knowing it's a predominantly white sport. I teach seminars all around the world, knowing that usually I'm the only Black person either in the class, in the gym, or whatever it may be. I just didn't have that negative connotation in the sport of CrossFit. I didn't have that negative feeling of like, maybe they don't want me here or whatever it may be. So once I started hearing everything, that's when I kind of was like, all right, we need to do something about this. And, it just kind of sucked. And so a friend of mine said, hey, at the time was just a fan. He said, hey, man, we should start, this thing. And I was just like, that's easy, because I got my own gym. I can give access to whoever I want. We can knock that out. So I told the kids at my gym, go get all of your friends. Y'all get free memberships, and, come to the gym. We're going to support you. We're going to learn about fitness, learn about CrossFit, learn how to coach, learn how to run classes. And maybe you can do the same thing. Maybe you can have your own business, run your own shop, and, empower yourself through having something that's your own. And that's what we did. We just set out and went and got a whole bunch of kids, brought them to the gym. And then, we just started raising funds so that we can invest in the kids in ways that we wanted to. How do we, collab with Move Fast Lift Heavy and do a Project Onyx Move Fast Lift Heavy shirt? And then we market the shirt, we sell the shirt, the funds we bring back into Project Onyx. We allow the kids to access them in different ways, where it's just like, hey, you going to college? We got a little bit of money for you in the bank, just in case you need help in college, or you need help pushing through, or things you need to get done. Are you going to the military, hey, we got a little money in the bank to help support you and get you the things you need and make sure you're taken care of. Or, hey, you just don't have a job and you need some help and assistance and guidance. Hey, we can help guide you in these ways. And so all it was just basically being a good stewardess, being a good big brother, being a good father, whatever you want to look at it is, however the kids look at me, is just being that person that looks like them, that supports them, that pushes them, and that stands in the forefront of like, hey, this is how we're going to behave. This is what we're going to this is the standard that we're going to kind of go for. And just, that was it, man. It was just,
Nice.
how do I do that? And we started Project Onyx so that we can do that. And yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing working with these kids, helping these kids, seeing them grow. We got about 4 or 5 of them that will be level 1 certified within the next few months.
Nice.
And we will start teaching them I'll start teaching them how to run classes, coach, and things like that. Yeah, man, it has crushed time, because you don't think about it, where it's just like, man, these kids look at you as like dad. They look at you as like big brother and uncle. And, when they have issues, they need to talk to you. They need to be on the phone with you. They may need to come stay at your house and whatever it may be. And so, that was the side of it I didn't really think about. But now that I'm invested, it's like I am fully invested in these kids, and just helping guide them. Like Christian being who he is was just like, that was huge to me, right? I'm 33 years old and I look up to someone like Christian, like, yo, if he can start his own brand and it can move that way and he can create that, hey, I can create that. If he has a vision that he can do this, it's like, I'm just seeing someone that looks like me doing it in the space. And it's just like, oh, that's possible. Like he's doing it. Like we can do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just things like that needs to, it has to be seen. And so for me, it was just like, I'm going to be that person, because I'm in the CrossFit space. Most people have came to me and said, hey man, like you were like the first black dude I seen in CrossFit, or like at the games, or like, this and that. And it was just like, all right, so why not? Why not do it? Why not it be me? Like, and so that's kind of what it was, where it was just like, I'm going to do it. And now we're starting chapters of Project Onyx where, other gyms can affiliate and be Project Onyx chapters and do the same work that we're doing in their communities. And so it's really good, man. It's really good.
Nice.
Great
Well,
job,
watching,
bro. Tip of the cap to you, man. That's major,
Thanks,
man.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone watching on
yeah,
YouTube, you can. Sorry, Christian. Everyone on YouTube, you can see that scrolling the website on the bottom, or if you're watching or listening on podcast, the link will be in the description of your episode here. So be sure to click on that link to check out the Onyx website and see how maybe you can support. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Christian,
absolutely.
sorry.
Love what you're doing, man. We could talk offline about doing some sort of collaboration, but I'm in. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Nice.
and that's the big thing, man. We're not a solidified 501c3 yet. We're still pending on our 501c3 tax deductible status. And so we haven't really went after grants and things like that, where most nonprofits will, apply for different grants and stuff like that. But for me, it's just been like, hey, we're in the CrossFit space. There's a lot of brands and companies in the CrossFit space, and a lot of people that just I bumped into, met, that are fans of mine. And so it's just been like, instead of going after grants, why don't we just collaborate with people and let their platforms know what we're doing, and they can utilize their platforms to help us raise money, or, it's a
spread the
service.
love,
We're
spread the
providing service
awareness.
for each other. Yeah. And so that's what, working with the kids, it was more so like, hey, rather than just writing this grant and we get $30,000, what if we went out and said, hey, Move Fast Lift Heavy, we're going to come to a competition and we're going to work the booths for you, and then you can just donate money to us. How about we actually provide a service for the funds, rather than just, oh, we just get grants and make money? It was more so teaching the kids and getting them to understand of like, hey, you're capable of going out and getting a task done. You're capable of providing a service and making money, or creating a business and making money, or selling a t-shirt and making money, so that you can survive and provide for yourself, rather than just kind of like, hey, we're just write up these grants and just get a ton of money in, and we just have a ton of money. It's just like, now let's work for it. let's go out and put our feet in the streets and work for the funds and people to make donations and people to support us and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Again, great work. These are lessons that will be instilled in them, as they're young adults, and they'll carry that into their adulthood, about basically working hard, staying humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Christian, you want to put Easy on the hot seat before we go?
It's time to get on the hot seat. Couple of rapid fire questions. I feel like I kind of know the first question, but we'll see. Things might have changed for you. All right. So just first thing that comes to mind. Would you rather move fast or lift heavy?
Lift heavy.
Coffee or pre-workout?
Pre-workout.
Current sneaker rotation?
Strike Movement Hayes trainers, the Easy Muhammad Hayes trainers. That's it.
Hey. Favorite brunch food?
Ooh. I don't know if it's a brunch food, but I'm gonna just go with French toast because I can do French toast.
For sure. If you had to pick one exercise to do for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Squat snatch.
Give us an idea of what your current playlist looks like.
Oh man. So I've been a little idea. Always Wheezy, no matter what. Wayne is on every playlist. Got a little bit of Drake sprinkled in there, and I've been listening to Moneybagg Yo and Toby. Moneybagg Yo and Toby have been my two new kind of add to the playlist.
I don't know if I'm up on Toby yet.
He's the one that did that. Toby in Uigwe. He did that. If you ever heard the song where it goes, arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor, all of y'all.
I got yeah. Okay, I got it right now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. He got heat, fam.
All right, put me on.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
Nice. All right. What do you say, Christian? Let Easy go.
Yeah, we'll let him off easy this week.
All right.
No pun intended.
Appreciate you spending the time with us.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Y'all gear up, man. We're gonna have some fun at Wadapalooza, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. All right, later.
Thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
Okay, there it was. Elijah Muhammad, legend.
The OG, man.
The OG. You're wearing some of the new stuff on your shirt, right?
Yeah, this is part of the campus collection that we just did. We dropped this last week. Did really well.
Yeah.
It's got quite the response to it. I think we might do some sort of a quick strike. Maybe not quite the same exact stuff, but definitely we'll re-release some stuff for sure.
People like the theme.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to like about it,
I hear you. If you want to check out, if you're listening and not watching on YouTube, you can go to move.com and see what we do still have on the shelves. Our move line, our performance line. What's the move collection? It's called the Move Collection.
Move Collection, yep.
Man, there's some fresh stuff up there. So even the sports bras I'm thinking about wearing, but Christian won't let me. So if you all want some fire gear to wear during training, check it out, movefastlift.heavy.com.
Yep, that stuff is it's pretty much very low stock on the Move Collection. That's been around kind of like a core product for us since early this year.
Right.
And we also have the Core Collection as well, which are some of our staple logos that are printed on basic colored shirts, so gray and black tees, or crop tanks, tank tops, muscle tanks. So you guys can check that stuff out. The stuff that we're pretty much usually going to always have in stock, maybe some slight spins on things.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, another one in the books. Thanks again for being on here with us, and we'll catch you later.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. All right, everyone. That was it. Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast in the books again. Special thanks to our guest, Elijah Muhammad. Make sure you check out the Project Onyx, dsm.com. In the description of the episode, you can click that link and see how you can get involved. Don't forget about our online training program. You can try that out for a minimal, very affordable price. Get yourself a free MFLH shirt and get coached by Christian Harris himself. Follow the programming he does on the daily. Again, I'm Joe Roscoe. Thanks for signing on with us. Later.
My name is Christian Harris. I'm a CrossFit athlete, coach, trainer, and founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy. MFLH has always been more than just apparel. It's a way to train, it's a lifestyle to live, and now we've leveled up that mantra by creating our online training platform. Move Fast Lift Heavy now provides personal online programming. The programming can be done either in a gym, with a garage gym setup, or even from the comfort of your own home with a dumbbell or even at body weight. This isn't just your typical workout block. You'll have unlimited access to our coaching staff to ask questions and submit technique videos. MFLH has always been more than just an apparel line. Now you can be a part of the team. Click the link to get started. Let's get to work.